Dig that silent movie intro. No words necessary.
Yeah, nice work on the title cards.
Yeah.
It's sad that no one gets to see how hard you worked on them, but that's okay.
Till next time.
Yes. All right, everyone. Welcome to the 10th episode of Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. You are Alex.
And you are Robert.
I've heard. All right, and this is, of course, episode 10. It's a big milestone. How have you been, Alex? You've been keeping up with the Cubs recently?
Not really. I've been watching hockey and a little bit of basketball.
Oh, basketball, eh? I'm real sorry.
Yeah. Apparently the Houstons are good. The Rockets.
Yeah?
I didn't know this. Like, I was talking to someone, they're saying, yeah, they could beat the Warriors. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put money down and say it's going to be the Cavs and Golden State yet again.
Okay, that would suck, but... all right. If that's how it's got to be, fine.
I love how everyone's like, this is the best basketball's ever been. And it's like, yeah, when I can predict who's going to be in the finals every fucking year, that's real fun. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't care about any of that shit. Like, you know, at least football, it's like, oh, wow, the Panthers are good again. Like, yeah. Shit where it's like, what's going on?
Hey, fear not, though. This year, I believe the Rockets had the best regular season record, and they just beat the Jazz pretty handily in 5 games. So that should be an interesting matchup. And let's hope that maybe we won't be able to predict who's in the finals just this once.
Well, it'll be pretty sad if I have to see the Rockets going up against LeBron. You know, that would be very sad.
Hey man, they could do it. Best regular season record.
Yeah, but LeBron is the best player in the NBA.
Okay, but still, there's no I in team.
There is when he played against Toronto and kicked the shit out of them. Did you see that shit? I was like, is anybody gonna do anything to stop this guy? And they're just like, oh my god.
I didn't. I caught I think one game from that series.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough half-assed pseudo-analysis of the NBA playoffs. Let's move on to the headlines. What do we got first?
Well, we've got the Fantasia 2018 Film Festival lineup out, which, by the way, is going to be running from July 12th to August 1st of this summer. Some of the movies we got are Bleach, which is, of course, the adaptation of the manga and anime. We have a movie called Inuyashiki, which looks kind of interesting.
It's like something about these guys getting an explosion and then they're cyborgs.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a cool science fiction action adventure.
There's going to be a special screening of a film called I Am a Hero, which is actually a 2015 zombie movie. There's also going to be an anthology movie called Nightmare Cinema, which includes segments directed by Joe Dante, who's also actually going to be getting a Lifetime Achievement Award presented to him at the end of the festival. Mick Garris, Alejandro Brugué, I think is how you pronounce it, Ruhei Kitamura, and David Slade is going to be. They're going to be directing segments of this film, which looks interesting. Mickey Rourke's in it. The Unfriended sequel, Unfriended Dark Web, is going to be premiering there. The Witch in the Window, an interesting looking horror film, is going to be playing there.
It's the one where it takes place in Vermont, right?
Yep.
Because they move into a fixer-upper, and it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Right, for sure.
You thought redoing the siding on the window was tough. Well, there's also a witch in the house.
Classic.
Right.
Cam, which looks very weird, very bizarre.
That one sounded kind of goofy in not the best way.
Mm-hmm. Mega Time Squad, which is a New Zealand film about time traveling.
All right, well, if I know anything about Oceania and their wacky movies,
mm-hmm.
especially Peter Jackson, if this is anything like that, which I hope it is, I'm down. But then again, I also saw Deathgasm, which was also from New Zealand, and that sucked. It was not good.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of interesting stuff other than the ones you've named also. They got one called Outlaws, about a Korean-Chinese gang war.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds kind of neat. And the one that I think the one that sounds the most interesting to me is the one Buffalo Boys.
Yeah,
it's like an Indonesian Western.
Right.
And basically just the picture makes the concept look really interesting. And one thing Indonesia as a film community has proved, they really know how to do action.
They sure do. There's also going to be a special screening of David Robert Mitchell's Under the Silver Lake, which we talked about a bit ago.
Right. There's a bunch. That's the other thing. There's a bunch of other things we've also been talking about. They're also going to have what's called Puppet Master Littlest Reich, The Ranger. This sounds like a great festival.
We haven't even touched on the animated features they got showing.
Yeah, there's that one. I think it's French. It's called was it something Young or Jung?
Crisis Young.
Yeah, that looks pretty neat. And just based on the artwork, it sort of gives me vibes from heavy metal. I think it's safe to say there's going to be a lot of interesting movies at this festival. And the fact that it sort of gravitates more towards action, horror, and I guess thriller and genre mash-up-y type of movies rather than just straight dramas is kind of interesting, and this seems like it'd be a fun festival to go to. Indeed
it will. All right, so moving on. Shazam lead actor Asher Angel has recently wrapped production on the film Shazam. The movie is also going to wrap around May 20th officially. This is a movie we haven't necessarily talked about, but I guess this story will mark a good occasion to just kind of get our general thoughts out about it. So what do you think about this project in general? And I guess what's your familiarity with the Shazam character?
My familiarity with Shazam is, I would say it's limited, but it's not as bad as, like, the Cosmic Marvel stuff where I don't know shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, the only characters I knew were Gamora, Drax, and Thanos. I didn't know the hell any of these other characters were. With Captain Marvel, or Shazam, whatever the hell you want to call him.
He is Captain Marvel. He was the first Captain Marvel,
right.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he was, but there's a whole confusing thing with that. I would say I think this will probably be pretty good because DC so far, at least, it seems like the MO has been they kind of struggle with the team up movies, but the solo ones have been fine.
Right.
Or at least I know Man of Steel is, again, a point of contention for many, but you and I both like it a lot.
I do.
And Wonder Woman was also very good.
It was.
So I have no doubt that this will be fine.
Yeah.
Actually, not even fine. I think this will be pretty damn good.
I'm hoping so. I mean, we haven't even seen a trailer, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. The one thing I've really noticed, especially recently, is in order to get a movie well received by critics, a comic book movie in particular, it's like, what can you do differently now? Since we've had like 30 of these, it's going to be, what can you do differently? And obviously Black Panther, Wonder Woman, Thor Ragnarok did a lot different. This, I feel like, is going to do a lot different, too, because the whole concept of Shazam is just something we've never really seen. You know, a 14-year-old kid that can turn into a superhuman adult man is like, that's, you know, it's like Big meets, you know, Superman. You know, it's interesting.
I think they've said that a couple times as selling points.
Right.
And I think, what's his name, David F. Sandberg, the director?
Right.
He's mentioned that a couple times. And that's also something we should point out. When we say this principal actor is done, that's half of Captain Marvel, or goddamn it, whatever they're calling him in this movie.
Yeah.
That's half of Shazam, as he's playing young Billy Batson,
right,
who turns into Shazam.
Played by Zachary Levi.
Yeah, so he has not rapped, or has he?
I don't think he has officially rapped as of yet, which would kind of make sense.
Okay.
Because I'd imagine he probably has the most involved scenes.
Right.
Beating up baddies and such.
Yeah. And who's the villain in this?
It's going to be Dr. Savannah.
Okay,
played by Mark Strong.
All right. So
double dipping in the DC villain verse.
Well, let's hope this turns out better.
Better than Green Lantern?
Which I never ended up seeing, but I heard it was not great.
It's not, you know, well, compared to some of the other stuff I've seen recently, it's not awful. It's better than Fantastic Four.
Okay, that's... All right, so when you set the bar that low, it's not like a complete disaster, but
no,
it's not good.
No, and if anything, Mark Strong was good in it, so I'm sure he'll do a good job in this also.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that answers my question, or your question, because I don't know who the hell Dr. Savannah is. So
yeah, he's like the second.
I may have spoken too soon about knowing anything. Well, it's like I know the wizard is Shazam, and that's how he gets the power, and that
Black Adam.
Yeah. See, Black Adam, I know.
You know what I didn't know is I was actually looking this up.
He's supposed to be in this, right?
Well, I don't know. I hear he might be in Suicide Squad 2.
That kind of doesn't make sense. And why they wouldn't put The Rock in the first installment of this series is beyond me, because that guy prints money.
Yeah, and I think part of that move is maybe they just want to have somewhere to go to for the sequel. You know, maybe they're Batman Beginsing it with Ra's al Ghul and working up to the Joker, you know?
Yeah, but it's just, again, it's like, why not? Okay, I understand thinking about the future, but that's kind of the problem a lot of blockbusters are having, is they're almost overly concerned about the future. It's just like I don't know. There's other ways to make Black Adam come back. I mean, Loki has been a hero and or villain a number of times, in some way at least. Yeah, but either way, this should be pretty good. I think it's a little weird that Black Adam possibly might not be in it. He'll probably be in a post credits.
That's what I'm thinking, or a cameo or something.
Yeah, it's like I think that'd be the smart move. Just give us something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Looking out for that one. So moving on, we've got Tenacious D has a sequel in the works to The Pick of Destiny.
Yes.
So I love that movie, and that album, that soundtrack, that's probably in my top 10 most listened to albums, up there with, Deep Purple's Machine Head, just to give you an idea of how many times I've listened to it. So this is news that pleases me.
Yeah, this is a blind spot for me. I haven't watched Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny, all the way through. I've seen a lot of it, and I've listened to some of the music, but nevertheless, I'm excited to hear this news. It sounds like we might be getting this sequel by October, I think Jack Black said, which kind of signifies that they're moving pretty fast on this.
They're probably... I don't know how long it would take to film one of those movies. Probably not super long.
Yeah, because the first one was pretty small in terms of budget, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, but there were a couple big scenes, like the museum.
Yeah.
And the final battle with Dave Grohl as the devil.
As the devil, yeah.
Right. The one thing that does kind of worry me about this is the same concern I have with a lot of things, is do they still have the moxie to kind of recreate that magic?
Yeah.
But I feel like Tenacious D, just because it's so funny, I think they could do it again. Because it's just like, especially their character, they play themselves basically.
Pretty much.
So it's not like they have to revisit like an old character they haven't thought of, in years. Maybe like with Zoolander or with Dumb and Dumber, where it's just not the same. I think it's like they're still the same two guys.
Right.
So it should be pretty funny.
I think so too. Did you know, by the way, that Kyle Gass is almost 60 years old?
Oh my God, that's so weird. I never thought about that, but yeah, he must be by now.
Yeah, Jack Black's almost 50 as well.
That's one of those things that's like you forget how long he's been making movies.
I remember when he was just a wee lad in The Cable Guy.
Right. And then he was in something else as like a really small part. Was he in The Rock or something?
Something. Oh, he was in The Jackal, like with Bruce Willis.
Right.
He gets like his arm blown off or something.
Yeah, it's just a tiny little part. He had a bunch of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's happening, and I'm all for it. Moving on, we've got once again more Lloyd Kaufman news.
Yes.
Out of Tromaville, we're getting a Toxic Avenger 5 is on the way, and this is the part where it gets a little unclear. There's also some sort of remake. I don't know if those are one and the same.
Yeah, I don't have more information on that, but I do have a quote here from Lloyd Kaufman. He says, quote, "It's definitely coming," referring to the fifth Toxic Avenger. "The problem is that we need to get our new Troma movie, Shakespeare's Shitstorm, which is our version of The Tempest, out into the cinemas and on DVD so that we can get some money together for it. This is a very ambitious Toxic Avenger movie. The script is complete and will focus on Toxie's two children who, 20 years after Part 4, have all grown up, and one has mutated into a very strange being."
Okay.
So...
And if I'm not wrong, did James Gunn not help out on this?
He did, and in fact, there's another quote here that says, quote, "Fans can expect more low-budget action with the usual Troma mix of girls' guts and gruesome gore. Toxie is going to go to Chernobyl in this one. It will cost just $100,000, but I think it is the best one yet. I have worked with Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn, and the script we have for the Toxic Avenger 5 is the finest I have read. It shows Toxie fighting the bureaucrats and the obnoxious rich people who are harming the people of Tromaville." So it definitely seems as though there's some involvement.
Okay. See, that's what I thought, and when I heard that, I was super on board. Because, again, this is similar to what you were saying about the writer from Littlest Reich.
Right.
How it's fun to see people kind of cross over into this stuff.
Yeah.
And James Gunn seems especially like the right kind of candidate to do this.
It also seems as though they're making another pull from the realm of mainstream film with the director. In another quote, Lloyd Kaufman says, Conrad Vernon, who directed Shrek 2 and Sausage Party, is attached to direct. I've spoken to him and he knows all the Troma movies and is a big fan. I think he really understands the Toxic Avenger, and I believe he will bring a cartoon sensibility to it. This is his first live-action movie, and we hope it gets rolling soon.
Wouldn't that be so weird if something like that happened? Oh yeah, it turns out that Steven Spielberg, huge fan, knows all the Troma movies.
Right. That would be really wild.
That would be wild. But that's cool that he's working with all these people.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like things are moving.
Yeah, it sounds like they've got a lot of activity down there in Tromaville, if you will.
Yeah. So we'll keep you all tuned in and
all informed and all that good shit about what's going on with all your schlocky fun B-movie news in regards to Troma.
For sure. So the next story we have is another trip down another kind of memory lane. We have a third Bill and Ted movie coming out. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to be directed by Dean Parisot? I don't know how you pronounce it, but he's the guy who directed Galaxy Quest, Fun with Dick and Jane, Galaxy Quest. I said that once already, didn't I?
You did.
He directed both Galaxy Quests. No, but he directed Red 2 also.
All right, so he's got a decent resume, I would say.
He's directed things. He's made some movies.
He's made some stuff. Some of it pretty good.
Yes. I haven't really heard much about what this movie's going to be about, but I'm imagining it's going to have some sort of fantastical element to it.
And that there's going to be some totally rad Van Halen-esque music.
Right.
Yeah, so I heard about this, and this kind of feels like something where it's like that ship has definitely sailed.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say it's not... unlike certain things like that new Karate Kid, I would say this you could revisit, and it's possible that it could still work. It's just I don't have a ton of faith in this.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I actually have a little bit more information here. There's a little bit of a blurb here about what the movie possibly is about. It says, according to the production, the new movie will see the two best friends as middle-aged men with family responsibilities who have yet to fulfill their destiny. They've written thousands of tunes, but they have yet to write a good one, much less the greatest song ever. With the fabric of time and space tearing around them, a visitor from the future warns the duo that only their music can save life as we know it. Out of luck and inspiration, Bill and Ted set out on another time travel adventure with the help of their daughters, a new crop of historical figures, and some sympathetic music legends to seek the song that will set their world right and bring harmony in the universe as we know it. So I said earlier that we don't have a lot of details on the plot, and that was a big lie. Because that's a pretty damn succinct, overarching summary of the plot.
Okay, so this just in. We do know the plot, and we are wrong.
So that's a lot. There's a lot in there.
All right, so now with those details, I still stand by most of what I say.
Yeah.
And I have a weird feeling I'm going to hate the kids no matter who they are.
Yeah, I am excited about, and hopefully this will cancel out the kids, I'm excited about the music legends, maybe we'll get some Jimi Hendrix show up, or I don't know.
Well, okay, like a hologram or...
Well, no, I mean historical figures.
Right. Someone's likeness.
Because that just seems like, that has to happen in this movie.
Right, because they had... I've only seen the first one. Is the second one any good?
I haven't. Bogus Journey, I've yet to see.
Because I remember seeing the video cover for Bogus Journey in the video store when I was a kid and thinking like this, or not like 12, so I wasn't like 5, but when you're like sort of old enough to like know like things like Kangaroo Jack suck ass.
Yeah.
So I saw that cover, I'm like, this looks dumb. And then I saw the first Bill and Ted, I'm like, wait a minute. And I liked the first Bill and Ted, I'm like, wait a minute. That thing that I saw in that video store that one time was a sequel to this?
Yeah.
So I'm like, hold on, that can't be any good.
I always found
because I was like, the first one was great, but there's no way the second one's good.
I always found the title weird. Like it's just like blatantly telling your audience that the movie is gonna suck.
Oh, Bogus Journey.
Yeah, it's just like Bill and Ted have a shitty time. It's just like, what? Why would I want to watch that?
Bill and Ted have a real bummer.
Yeah, it's like okay, but No, I haven't seen that, but I've heard it's okay. I mean, the first one's a classic, but
I mean, but like, comedies are, especially, as we've pointed out a million times on here before, comedies, even if they're, near in proximity, are really hard to make a good follow-up usually.
Let alone a threequel.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing, though, is a lot of the ones, 3 is the weakest.
Yeah.
Like, Goldmember is still pretty damn funny, and I think it's good, but...
Naked Gun, 33 1/3 is okay.
It's okay, but 1 and 2 are almost... I would say they're about equal.
Yeah.
Which is... That's, like, the only comedy series that I can think of where 1 and 2 are, like, pretty close to equal.
Is Christmas Vacation the third Vacation?
Okay. It's Vacation, European, Christmas.
And then Vegas is the last one, right?
Yeah, again, it's always like... They finally did 3 right.
Mm-hmm.
And Vegas is okay. I think it gets shit on way too much.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's nowhere near the other 3.
Right.
So, yeah, there's this Bill and Ted. They're just... Nothing's allowed to die anymore.
No.
Until all the principal cast themselves are dead. But then they'll reboot it.
Yeah.
So nothing's allowed to ever stop.
In due time.
All right, so moving on, we've got slightly late to the party news.
Mm-hmm.
Hotel Artemis trailer.
Yes.
Where the hell has this been?
I don't know. This is one of those trailers I saw the thumbnail for, and I kind of just glossed over it because I'm like, looks kind of janky or weird. I don't know what it was. It was a classic case of not judging a book or judging a book by its cover, which I shouldn't have done.
I think I did a similar thing because whenever I'm scrolling through articles, I saw something about... I just saw the word Artemis, and I thought it had something to do with, like, isn't there a kid's book named, like, Artemis Fowl?
Yeah, that's actually... They're making that right now.
Right, so I must have thought, Artemis Fowl, I don't really give a shit, and just, like, skipped over it. But I looked at this trailer, and it's coming out not too long from now, June 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought... And I watched it, I'm like, where the hell has this been? This looks great.
I felt like Randy, Ralphie Parker's brother... in the Christmas Story on Christmas Day, like watching this trailer. I was like, wow, that's Jodie Foster, wow, that's Sterling K. Brown, wow, oh my god, Jeff Goldblum, wow, that's Charlie Day, wow. And it's just like, there's like so many people in this where I'm like, Dave Bautista, okay,
Sophia Boutella,
yeah, I'm like, okay, like where the hell has this been, like,
right?
And we make lists before every year of like what the release dates are going to be, and like this wasn't on here. Like it missed me.
That's what kills me is no matter how much we look this stuff up or how much we follow this, there's always things that elude us, and this one sure as hell did.
Right.
But anyway, the premise for those of you listening is about it's kind of like a large hotel in which criminals can get medical care from mob doctors, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But it has rules, and I would say it's similar to the hotel in John Wick, not to make comparisons, but it's kind of hard not to in this case.
Right.
But yeah, so it's sort of like that. So it's this hotel that has rules. What, are they not allowed to have guns in this one?
Not allowed to insult the staff or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it has all these rules, and of course, rules are meant to be broken. Shit goes down. Dave Bautista, and who's one of the staff members, which I kind of love. He's like one of the staff members of the hotel.
I'm a medical professional.
Right.
And I'm like, sure.
So he and Jodie Foster is the lead doctor or nurse or something. I think she's a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So she's the lead surgeon or whatever. And so shit goes down, and people are all gonna shoot each other, punch each other, kick each other, and stab and such.
Mm-hmm.
Thus is the life of action films.
Yeah, and this film comes written and directed courtesy of Drew Pearce, who wrote the screenplay, co-wrote it with Shane Black for the film Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Which I have mixed feelings on, but I think 2/3 of that movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
He also co-penned the story for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, which is a great movie overall and altogether. He also directed the Marvel one-shot All Hail the King. You know, the one where
which
they retcon the Mandarin thing.
Undo everything that pissed everyone off in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But I think this kind of movie, since it is... That's one thing we should point out. This is, as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure this is correct, like, this isn't a comic book or anything, right?
No, this is original.
Yeah, so I think this is more what this guy should be doing. Because there's nothing wrong with not fitting into the studio or not fitting into original. Some people are just better at one or the other.
Right.
And I think Drew Pearce had a lot of good ideas for what could have been good for another movie and just didn't work in Iron Man's case. And I think everything so far from this trailer, I mean, this is the most excited I've been for a movie that I guess you could say crept up on me in a while.
This kind of looks like what Terminal was trying to do with their trailer, but failed a little bit. Or maybe tried too hard.
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of thought there was a little comparison there. The jury's still out on that one. I would like to, I think I'm going to see that this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I can't decide if it looks bad or not, because, well, part of me thinks it looks really cool, and then part of me thinks, like, I don't know, you should be weary about this.
Right.
It's really hard to tell, but which I guess kind of makes it more of an experiment.
Yeah.
Which I like to do every now and then. Sometimes you get pleasantly surprised. Because I was actually on the fence about Ex Machina, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I thought, whatever. But one of my friends said, want to go see it? I'm like, whatever. It looks like a robot movie, and my mind was blown. So, yeah, Terminal could do that. Okay, so we got really off topic. Back to the movie we were talking about. Right.
Hotel Artemis.
Drew Pearce.
Yes.
Drew Pearce. I feel like this is what he should be doing. Original stuff, because this looks great, and I would like to see more movies like this, because what kills me basically every time I see something that seems great and it's an original idea, I always check, I wonder if this is a book or something. And I was sure this was gonna be, and then I realized, oh it's not. Perfect.
It sure isn't.
So there we go. Hopefully this is good, and it can get the wheels spinning on more original stuff.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to our next topic. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Rambo 5 is soon to start filming. Man, I really didn't think they'd do it.
But here we are.
Here we are. And I kind of wonder, is this going to pull a Good Day to Die Hard? Because, again, they made a fourth, which, as we pointed out, shouldn't have worked. But it did.
It did.
And then I thought the fourth Rambo was awesome. Again, should not have worked.
No.
But it did. They revisited it years and years later, and it was amazing anyway. Do they have enough moxie left? Do they have enough mojo to pull it off one more time? What do you think?
Well, I'll pose the question to you as well as I read this plot synopsis. The story will follow Rambo trying to rescue one of his friend's kidnapped daughter. Rambo, who's been working on a ranch, of course, finds himself crossing the U.S.-Mexican border and going up against one of Mexico's most violent cartels. I also add that Stallone wrote this screenplay himself, and there's no director attached.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
Well, that was the one thing I'd forgotten to mention when I was introducing this earlier. I did go over that plot synopsis, and that kind of sold me on it.
Yeah?
I was like, I mean, I don't see why that shouldn't work. Because
it'll be fine, I think.
Okay, let's compare this to the fifth Die Hard. It's like, he's got a son now, or was that it?
Yeah.
He's got a son so there's nothing like completely stupid like that. Like Rambo had illegitimate children with that one chick in the third one at the beginning.
Yeah, and we got Jai Courtney in it now, and he's the kid. No, it definitely seems like this is just another outing. Like almost like Rambo movies are becoming like James Bond movies.
Well, that's like how it used to be. Right. It's like they'd have that one guy like, what's his face? The Colonel guy. He's just like lightning strikes and he just appears in the police station. He's like, you guys are dealing with an expert trained to kill. Period.
Yeah.
And then he's in jail and it's like two. He's like, Johnny, I got a mission for you. And then he's like, in Thailand, like, leave me the fuck alone. Well, Johnny, it was hard to track you down, but I got a mission for you.
Yeah.
But the fourth one, the one where he's in Myanmar, was different. Someone else tracked him down.
Yeah.
Like, Johnny, I'm that guy's daughter. I'm a journalist.
Yeah. I'm
making that up. That was not who her character was, but
felt like it.
It kind of felt like they should have made her the daughter. It's like, you thought you could outrun the family? Nah. We've all been assigned. That's in all of our wills to follow you around and give you missions, even though you don't want them and you clearly want to be left alone.
Right.
But yeah, I think this should work. Although it's kind of funny. They've started the new tradition. Hi, I'm a journalist. Correction, they were not journalists. In Rambo 4, they were missionaries. So I think I would say there's a pretty good chance this will be a solid, what is it, January release.
Yeah.
Because that's when the fourth one came out. I remember that. And I thought it was so weird because January movies usually suck. Mm-hmm. But I think this will be a good January outing, if you will.
Same here.
All right, so that's that. Then our last story, it's a sort of hipster movie.
Yes.
About art students stealing art.
Yes.
Okay. But all jokes aside, this looks pretty damn good.
I also think so.
It's called American Animals and stars that guy who played the Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men movies.
Evan Peters.
That guy, Evan Peters, and the squirrely looking kid from Dunkirk.
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
He looks like Joel Edgerton in the face.
Yes.
Like exactly like Joel. They have the same nose and mouth. Like it's scary.
Except he's like a skinnier kid.
Yeah.
So we got him and Evan Peters they're robbing their library at college, right? Mm-hmm. So they're robbing the library at college of these art books that are super valuable, and I think altogether they're worth something like $12 million. What kind of struck me as interesting about this movie is it's a heist movie, but in a less gadgety sci-fi high-tech world. It's just some kids with a plan.
Right.
And that's actually part of it, is that the security is so low-tech to, keep these things.
Right.
So it's sort of like, well, why don't we just take it, guys? Mm-hmm. It's worth a lot of money. So it's not like all right, so then first we're going to put the plastic explosives, and then you have to inflate this thing so that the cinder block can fall on it without noise, and
right.
Time it with the bell chimes.
Yeah.
I'm, of course, referencing that movie. What's the fuck is it called? Entrapment?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember how ridiculous it's cool, like, all the stuff he does. It's like, he's the, Sean Connery's like, I'm a master thief, I've done all this shit. So he, has to think of all this weird stuff, but this is just like, okay, guys, we're just gonna, go in and try and take these.
Right. I like the trailer a lot. The trailer really had me about 30 seconds in, and
right.
I had a shut up and take my money moment where I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I watched a little more, but about a minute in, I'm like, all right, I'm in. Mm-hmm. Say no more, say no more. All right, so now we move on to the review portion. Robert, you recently saw the latest Charlize Theron movie called Tully. Would you like to tell me about it?
I sure would. So this is a movie directed by Jason Reitman, who has, of course, done Thank You for Smoking, Up in the Air, a bunch of stuff. And he wrote it was written by Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno, another Jason Reitman movie, a couple other things. And this is about a woman named Marlo, played by Charlize Theron, who is a struggling mother. She has a son who has special needs and another daughter who is kind of trying to figure herself out. She has a husband played by Ron Livingston, who's a good guy, but he's kind of just, a little bit too into his own things, into his own life. And she's pregnant, and she has another kid, and things are getting a little hectic for her. She kind of can't really handle this third kid, taking care of it at night, trying to feed it, trying to just, keep the kid clean. It's a little bit too overwhelming, and she's starting to lose her grip on things. So her brother, played by Mark Duplass, offers her a gift, in the form of a night nanny, which is a person that comes in while you're sleeping to take care of your baby so that you can get some rest. And this night nanny, played by Mackenzie Davis, named Tully, is kind of weird, but over time, her and Charlize Theron's character actually start to bond, and they actually learn some things about each other through that friendship in classic indie fashion. And a lot of people don't like Diablo Cody. They have a problem with the way that she writes, specifically dialogue. A lot of people say she's very showy with the way she has characters talk, which I never really found to be a problem. I compare it to the Anne Hathaway thing, where it's like people hate Anne Hathaway, and I'm like,
I don't get it. It's
I'm like, I don't get it either.
I'm not. Well, in all honesty, I'm not a big fan of hers, but it's
right.
I'm not like, Anne Hathaway. But yeah, people just like randomly hate her for whatever reason.
Right. And I guess I get it more with Diablo Cody because there are some things where I'm like, I could get how that could be grating to people, like the way that she writes characters. I think for a lot of her movies is bothersome.
I guess it depends on the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can go either way with Diablo Cody stuff.
You're a big Juno and Jennifer's Body fan, though, right?
I was a pretty big Juno fan, and Jennifer's Body, I'm like, I kind of go back and forth on like, do I like it because it's stupid or do I like it because it's funny?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jennifer's Body is an all right movie. I think it peters out badly in like the third act. Like it stops being fun and entertaining. It just gets dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say overall, I thought it was a decent flick. So she just wrote this. Jason Reitman directed this.
Yes.
And he did he do Up in the Air?
He did do Up in the Air.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I guess from the trailer, I kind of felt like I kind of got it, most of it. Mm-hmm. It's like this nanny's going to come in, she's going to be super rad, and what's-her-name's going to be jealous. And I kind of thought it'd be sort of cliched in that matter, but you revealed a rather telling spoiler to me, not... earlier today. So do we want to jump into spoilers? Or do we want, or we'll just keep it general for now?
I guess we can keep it general. I mean, if you really want.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you, the viewer, or you, the listener, are very interested, I mean, Wikipedia never fails. You can look up what we're talking about.
Right. But, okay, so until we get there, I'll just say I'll keep it general.
Sure.
So overall, I'd imagine, Jesus Christ, Charlize Theron.
Right.
How the hell do I forget a name like that? Anyway, Charlize Theron, the most popular actress on earth.
Right.
What's her name? Anyway, so how was she?
She was fantastic. I think that, there's very rare a time where I'm like, I don't really feel like Charlize is bringing it,
Right.
I think maybe like Snow White and the Huntsman, I'm like, she's overcooking it here, but I feel like in that case she kind of had to because that movie would have been kind of boring otherwise. But my point is she's a great actor. I mean, she's an Oscar, She played Eileen Wuornos.
Eileen Wuornos. Whatever.
She played a psychopathic serial murderer and did a great job.
Played a sack of garbage in real life. And
yes.
Portrayed one.
I just realized we talked about on an earlier podcast. This is a side note. She would have made a great cheetah.
Yeah.
And that would have marked a reunion between her and Patty Jenkins.
Oh yeah. And she would be again
playing a villain.
Technically be playing a psychopath of some
sort. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Charlize Theron's fantastic. If there's one thing that Charlize Theron plays well in this movie, it's exasperated.
Right.
And it never got to the point where it's like I was like, just get over yourself, or
right.
just it never got whiny. If anything, she kind of is too quiet about the shit going on in her life. She kind of takes everything that happens to her in stride, and she doesn't take care of herself. And she's kind of like, no, yeah, I got it. I can do this. I'll feed the baby. I'll get up and get out of bed and feed the baby. And it's like, no, dude, you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna die of exhaustion.
Right.
Fucking calm down. And I thought she did a good job with that. There's some really, really funny scenes where comedic timing is of paramount importance, and she sells it really well. She's very funny. If anything, it's very well acted, I would say, especially on the Charlize Theron front.
That makes sense. And that's something I kind of have also pointed out about her before, is even with Gringo, which I thought overall had tons of problems, she was by far a standout.
Mm-hmm.
Her and, what the hell is
Joel Edgerton?
Sort of, but what's his name? David
Oyelowo.
David Oyelowo. He and Charlize Theron stood out a lot,
right?
And their performances really carried the movie to still make it semi-watchable,
right?
At times where it really lagged. So it's almost like Charlize Theron nailed it. Whatever. Mm-hmm. What else is new? I figured she'd be good.
Yeah.
And the dad is played by who again?
Ron Livingston.
Okay.
Good old, is it Peter in Office Space? Is that his name? Peter? The main dude from Office Space that never ages.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess.
Also, Nicolas Cage's agent in Adaptation. Remember that?
Not really.
Remember he's the really creepy guy where like every time a woman walks past, he's like, yeah, I'd fuck her. Like Nicolas Cage is like, can we talk about my script?
I don't remember that part. I mean, I've only seen Adaptation a couple times,
Right.
and I'm laser focused on Nick Cage both times, just because he's so ridiculous.
But yeah, Ron Livingston's in this.
Neither here nor there. Ron Livingston's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
So, would you say overall it was more dramatic or more comedic? If you're to say which it is more of, because the trailer sort of made it look like not necessarily a 50-50 even split, but it kind of seemed like more so dramatic.
Yeah, I would say it's maybe 60-40 dramatic versus comedic, but it's definitely a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. A lot of the bits in the trailers that they show are actually not really the funniest parts, like the bit where it's like, frozen pizza for dinner, and she like gives Ron Livingston a dirty look. Or like the part where like the bag full of breast milk falls over. It's like those are funny.
Yeah.
But like they're not like there are a couple lines like I mean it. Like there were some howlers where I'm like, wow, that was, oh my god, like I can't believe they said that shit.
Well, you said there's a particular part where she's doing parent teacher conferences. Yeah. So you said those parts were particularly sort of shocking and funny.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like awkward, like I can't believe that character just said that kind of humor where it's like, it's honestly like what the audience is thinking, but like, no, don't say that, you idiot. Like, no, like, oh my god. There are a couple other great bits. Like, there's one joke involving chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that
is just like the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
Oh my god.
So how were the VFX?
Oh, they were quite good. I was very impressed. That belly on Charlize Theron looked real.
Oh, I was totally kidding.
No, I don't know. I'd imagine that was a practical prop. But
well, I was also going to ask about how did you feel about the gaffing?
The gaffing was okay. Not a lot of contrast in the lighting. You know, there is one scene that takes place in a hospital.
Do you feel like the key grips had a large part in this movie?
You know what? I don't know what it was about the key grips. Or, you know what, honestly, what it was? I could tell that the craft services department of this film was probably lacking.
Aha. Well, that's a shame. Okay, so
just tell.
Yeah, fake questions aside. So overall, you'd say it was good in general?
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. It was, you know, because I walked into it with pretty lowish expectations.
Right.
Like, I like Diablo Cody, you know. I don't necessarily love anything she's made. I think Juno's quite enjoyable, and I actually really, really like Young Adult, and I haven't seen Jennifer's Body or that one movie she made with Julianne Hough, which I heard was really bad. But this I really like this, and I was surprised that I ended up liking it as much as I did, and it's, you know, I hate sounding like this, but it's, you know, it's a nice, authentic, and real look at adulthood, which sounds super, like, cringy and indie butthurty, but I thought, you know, it never bridged on, like, trying to get attention or, like, trying to be, like, artso. It felt like, okay, this is just the story.
You say it's not artso, but without saying, I think we're just not going to do spoilers. But
right.
There's something you told me, or I'm like, you know, I'm just like, I don't know about this. I think I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely definitely is an indie movie, but it wasn't one of those like pissed off like it's life's hard and it's your fault. You know, it's not like one of those.
It's not about finger wagging. It's just like, yep, this is difficult.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
No way around it.
Right.
So what would you score it?
I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10. So what I would call a 4 out of 5.
Yes.
I did not see it, however, so I can't give my score.
That's okay.
You know what? I think, based on what you've told me, I might catch it on cable.
It's funny, and if anything else, a fellow critic that you enjoy liked it, Mark Kermode.
Oh, okay.
He's got a lot of, like, regular... Which is weird, because he's a very inflammatory critic to a lot of people, and I'm like, I don't really get it. He kind of has regular opinions on things.
Yeah, I mean, he usually doesn't tweak out one way or the other.
No, he'll just, like, kind of state things how he feels they are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this was pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that for Tully. It's in theaters now.
Yes.
In a theater near you, probably.
Yes,
Possibly.
If all the houses aren't filled with Avenger screenings, that is.
Yes, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. When I went to go see Avengers for the second time recently, just for the hell of it, I noticed there was about 5 or 6 Avengers things playing while we were waiting to go in the theater, basically.
Wow.
So, that's pretty everywhere. But yeah, so that's Tully. All right, now it's time for another round of Guess the Movie based on the foreign title. Robert, would you like to go first?
I would.
All right, what do you got?
So in Denmark, this movie is known as Iron Henry. In Mexico, this movie is called Naughty Daniel. And in Finland, it's called Frisky William.
Okay, what? Okay, so you got 3. Stuart Little.
It's Dennis the Menace.
Oh wow.
I don't know why Denmark called it Iron Henry, but Naughty Daniel and Frisky William. You know what? I get it. You got the names wrong, but the spirit's there.
Yeah. But names are names. Like, why the hell? They're like, no, it's Daniel now.
this is William now. His name.
Wait, what? Where was that again?
That was in.
Where was the William and Daniel?
I just had it. What the? Oh, it was Spain. A Spanish translation.
Oh, okay. All right. So I didn't get that point. Now it's your turn. In Brazil, this movie is known as On the Edge of the Abyss. In Greece, it's known as Passion and Blood. And in Turkey, it's known as Combined Hearts. And no, they don't mean that they're like Siamese twin hearts.
Oh, man. Stuck on You is my first guess. No, is it The Ring?
No, it is actually The Big Sleep with Bogey.
Okay.
I don't know
Bogey
how...
and Bacall, right?
Yeah, this is
I
like...
don't remember The Big Sleep. Which one was that again? They're in like...
I don't know. It's something to do with the sister. Here's the weird part. I looked at what I rated it on IMDb. I gave it a 10 out of 10, but I vaguely remember what it's about. It's like something about a sister, and he has to find her. He's a private detective. Surprise, surprise. It's good.
Oh, okay. Right.
All right. You ready?
Yes. Your next film is known as A Pleasant Guest in Poland. It is known as Out of Home in Brazil with an exclamation point at the end. And in Serbia, this is simply known as Extremely Debilitating Film.
Oh, God, is it? God, this is really impossible. I feel like I should know this. House Guest?
It's Freddy Got Fingered.
I would have never guessed that.
I just thought that Serbia went all out and was like, you know what? No, this movie sucks.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck do we even call this? They just gave up. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
All right. Your next movie in Spain is known as The Masters of the Night. In Greece, it's known as The Fighters. In Belgium, it's known as Fighters of the Night.
Oh, it's not. Is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, it's actually The Warriors.
Oh, okay. I get that. That's okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find any hilariously terrible ones. I'm like, yeah, I can see all of those.
I get that.
The only one that was weird to me was Fighters of the Night. It just reminds me, Fighters of the Night, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, classic.
Yeah.
All right, so your next film is known as The Future Avenger in Argentina. In Italy, it's known as Act of Strength. And in Lithuania, it is known as Throw to Remember.
Okay. I think I have... Oh, is it Total Recall?
It sure is Total Recall.
Yeah, that's because I had that on there,
Son
too.
of a bitch.
Act of Strength gave it away.
Damn it.
Yes!
That's okay.
You know what? This is the second time you've done that.
Does that mean we both get a point?
No, it means I get a point for guessing, right?
Yeah, but then you have to give me the same questions.
No, I can just strike that from mine, and then it's like you only get to guess 5.
Oh, what the fuck? So
yeah.
I lose.
Yeah, so really it's just a double win for me.
All right. I have to pull it out then.
Yeah, because okay, here's what I had for that one, just for shits and giggles. I also had Act of Strength.
Oh.
And I had Forget or Die in Finland.
Okay.
And in Russia was remember all.
Yep.
Just Russia, remember all. My favorite movie is called Remember All.
Yes, with Schwarzenegger.
Is good movie film. Is make
good
laugh and is action.
Good Sharon Stone scenes.
Yeah. Okay. Your next movie is called Small Dictator in Serbia. It's called A Force Majeure in Slovenia. And in Greece, it's called Wrong Dad.
Is it...
I'm gonna need an answer soon.
What
do you got?
It's not Borat, is it?
No.
What is it?
It's Big Daddy. Wrong Dad, Small Dictator.
Oh.
Because it's like the kid's a jerk.
The kid's a tyrant.
Yeah, so in Serbia, it's like, this kid is asshole. Movie is called Small Dictator.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so in Japan, this movie is known as To Live Now.
Okay.
In Iceland, it's known as Class Company.
Uh-huh.
And in Italy, it's called The Fleeting Moment.
I have no idea.
It is Dead Poets Society.
I would have absolutely never guessed that.
No, not even To Live Now and...
No.
Because, like, Carpe Diem, all that mess?
I've only seen that part.
Uh-huh.
I've watched a tiny bit of it on TV, I know. It's bad that I haven't seen it.
Hey,
I'll get around to it.
I only just recently saw it, too, but it is good.
And you
for
still
sure.
haven't seen Taxi Driver, so I guess you...
That literally remains to be seen on my
right.
my account.
So no matter what you say, I can always hold that over your head.
Yes.
All right. Your next movie in France is called Little Champions. In Italy, it's called, and I swear I tried making sure this translation was correct. I'm sure it's wrong still. In Italy, it's called Cloth from Samples. And in Sweden, it's called The Masters.
You know, it's fitting this happened because it's Little Giants.
No.
No?
No. It's
What
not.
is it?
It's Mighty Ducks.
Oh, no. You know what's weird?
Okay, what do you got?
So, I have the Little Giants on here.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, now that we've spoiled that.
Yeah.
But Italy has a similar titled film for Little Giants. It's called Small Samples.
Oh.
And in Brazil, it's called Little Big Time. And in Portugal, it's called Half and Half Heroes. Okay. And I swear to God, I was like going through it and I'm like, what was one of them? Like, one of the ones you had, it was like... Little Champions. That one, I'm like, I swear I've seen that. I'm like, this is Little Giants. But knowing the 90s, there wasn't just one ragtag team of kids in sports.
I guess you just ruined my being able to guess that, but that's fine.
That's okay. I lost one.
So now you just took one out. So that's...
Who's keeping score?
I am. I win so far. I'm the only one who's gotten any right.
I will forfeit just because I don't want to...
No. What else? No, we're not done here.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you got?
Oh, yeah. So this one, in Spain, it's called And Where is the Police? In France, it's called The Agent is Doing the Prank. And in Japan, it's called Man Who Has Bad Cancer.
Deadpool?
No, it's Naked Gun.
Oh, damn it. What was that?
My phone.
Okay.
Doesn't really...
Okay. So now that we've effectively ruined each other's lists by accident or on purpose, Robert.
Yes.
Anyway, here's the last one you got.
Okay.
In Finland, it's known as Bad Bark. In Turkey, it's known as New Year's Robbery. In Romania, it's known as The Bad Man.
Bad Bark. Shaggy Dog?
No, it is actually Bad Santa.
Okay.
All right.
I'm like, Bad Bark, eh?
No, the best was, I didn't use this because it would give it away because it had Santa in it, but the Greek translation is something like, Santa is, and then ellipsis, lick. I'm like, okay, so that's clearly incorrect. I don't know what they had it before, but who knows? All right, so this game went terribly, and I think because it's so hard, we should just, I don't know. We should just keep doing this until one day we get, you know what? That's a new goal. We're going to keep trying this until one of us gets at least 3 of 6. And,
good luck.
And till one of us doesn't, this is the second time we've chosen a similar movie.
Yeah.
It's literally choose any movie, and we've done it twice now.
I just need, like, You know what pisses me off is like I always use IMDb for this because this is where you can find the titles.
Right.
And every time I go on there, I'm like, it'd be great, just like a random movie button. Like a Wikipedia has a random page button. It's like a random movie button because like there's millions of them probably on IMDb, and I can't think of any of the ones that I haven't seen, or like any of like the ones where like, oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. Well, it's safe to say that this. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. This game is how do you say? It's a failure.
It's a wash.
Yeah, this is a wash. But I mean, technically, I won, but it's a wash. So moving on. Yay!
All right. So our next segment is going to be a discussion, or rather a celebration of movie that guys. Or that girls, or I guess character actresses, as you could call them. These are people that show up in movies who you don't necessarily know the name of, but you know their face, and you appreciate their appearance. So let's begin. You got any favorites?
I'm gonna go with. I just looked up his name because I that's what that guy this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Starr from Dumb and Dumber. He pops up and stuff from time to time. Like, that's that guy from Dumb and Dumber.
Is he?
And he's just that guy from Dumb and Dumber. He's not that guy from anything else.
The Hitman.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was also on in the classic Steven Seagal film, On Deadly Ground.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the guys he fights in the bar. I know that really narrows it down because that's every Steven Seagal movie.
He was the clown that John Candy punches in Uncle Buck, which I appreciate.
He was?
He was. That was him.
Wow. That's amazing.
I know.
I was looking up. That guy gets tons of work.
Oh, yeah.
I think he might be a champion. No, you know who's the ultimate, though? Dylan Baker.
Yeah. Been a lot of stuff. We talked about him before. Kurt Connors in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man
Kurt Connors. He was in the opening segment of Trick or Treat.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yeah. Good movie.
He's really good in that beginning. He's like, you really should check your candy.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part is another that kid guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Thurman Merman.
Oh yeah.
It's like what a great combination of that guys in one great scene of a great movie.
There are a couple of that guys who I say in my heart they've graduated on to being, people who we can call by name. There's
a lot of those graduates though.
There's like J.K. Simmons, who used to be total that guy.
I don't know, like he was just J.J.
Well, he was,
Jameson.
But he was that. He was like the dad in Juno. He was like,
oh, you're right,
cop in a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you're right, because it's that guy from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's definitely graduated.
There's, I think Richard Jenkins has graduated, but he's definitely not a lot of people that
I've only known his name since recently.
DeKalb, Illinois native.
Oh,
Richard
really?
Jenkins, yes.
Cool.
David Koechner.
Yeah, because he's that guy who's always in those movies with funny people.
With Will Ferrell. And yeah.
But then he's always in movies where he's trying, damn it.
Yes.
But it's just not good. Like, what's it called? Like The Comebacks or whatever?
Yeah, yeesh.
I never saw it. Or I've seen enough of it on TV to know not to see the rest of it.
But there are some classic that guys. One of my favorite that guys of all time is an actor by the name of Stephen Tobolowsky.
I don't know him.
You might know him better as Ned Ryerson in Groundhog Day. This fella, remember him? He was also classic that guy's got the glasses. He's also Sammy Jenkins in Memento.
Doesn't he play like someone's boss in some movie?
He's in so many things.
Was he in Single White Female?
He might be. Yes, he was.
Yeah, okay, exactly. He's just in everything.
Yeah, he's in that. He's also in Freddy Got Fingered, which we recently just discussed.
Wow, so he's a champion, isn't he?
He sure is.
I don't know. I think Dylan Baker might take the cake because it took me so long to figure out who he was. And aside from Kurt Connors, which doesn't immediately come to mind, he's in so many things it's hard for me to pinpoint what he's been in.
Right. They got some other... I'm looking at a couple lists here. They got some actors on here. Brendan Gleeson. I don't know if I'd consider him a that guy, but I feel like my dad probably wouldn't know who he is. Or maybe he does.
There's a classic That Girl. The woman at the desk in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Oh! At the airport.
Yeah, the ones. Like,
Oh, well, I guess you're fucked.
Edie McClurg.
I guess that's her name.
She's great.
See, I wouldn't know it.
She was the mom in a really bad yet near and dear to my heart film called Airborne, starring Seth Green and a young Jack Black.
Really?
Yes.
Airborne? What's that about?
It's it's classic 90s tale about a surfer dude.
Okay.
Who he's got to spend the summer in Cleveland, and it's all sad, and he's got to learn how to pick up skating.
You know who's also sort of that guy? He and it's funny because he's a brother of someone famous.
Oh.
Clint Howard.
Oh yeah.
For the longest time, I've known the face forever, and I didn't know it was Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah.
Maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, man. Some other names on this list I'm looking at here. Peter Stormare. You might remember him as the
Don't know him.
fella from the beginning of John Wick 2. A fucking pencil. He's also in Fargo. He's the wood chipper guy.
Okay. He plays like the Russian dude. He's got,
Yeah. He's got he always plays like the heavy or like the mob boss and everything.
Yeah.
He's like a kind of a European, that guy. A couple other ones they have here. James Cromwell. You might remember him as the farmer from Babe. He's also
I haven't seen that in a very long time.
he's the warden in The Green Mile.
Haven't seen that.
Pete Postlethwaite, the late great Pete Postlethwaite, the creepy guy from James and the Giant Peach, and he was the dad, Cillian Murphy's dad in Inception, and he was also in The Town, I think.
Okay, I've seen those are all movies I've seen, but I don't remember this guy particularly well.
Okay, how about Stephen Root?
Stephen Root.
You might remember him as
Office set the building on fire.
Yeah, he's
and the chubby dude in Dodgeball.
Yeah, and he's also
And of course
Bill.
Yeah, Bill
Bill
Dauterive on King of the Hill.
He also gets killed in No Country for Old Men. Spoilers.
Interesting. You know who's a classic, that guy?
Yes.
Kyle Chandler.
Oh yeah.
He's not quite graduated yet.
No, he's he's gotten close.
He's awfully close.
I feel like fans of Friday Night Lights would
those people would disagree with me, obviously.
Yes, but I'll always know him as he's always that guy. He's always the hard ass. He's always like Jessica Chastain's boss in like Zero Dark 30, or like the guy going after DiCaprio and Wolf of Wall Street.
That's what I think of. He's tried to bribe a federal officer.
Yeah.
Just such a great actor.
How about Philip Baker Hall?
This guy.
Classic that guy actor. Always plays like he's the chief in Rush Hour.
Perry White in some. Am I wrong?
Something like that. He's in.
No, I'm mixing him up with. I'm mixing him up with
Frank Langella.
I don't know. He looks like to me the guy from
the original Superman.
No, Adventures of Lois and Clark.
Oh, maybe was that him?
I don't think so.
He was in a lot of what's his name? God damn it! He was in Paul Thomas Anderson's a lot of his stuff, but he's also been in Air Force One.
This
guy? He was also in The Insider. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Was he the bad guy coach in Mighty Ducks?
Let's see.
Like Bombay's dad.
I don't know if that was him.
Okay.
He was the handwriting specialist in Zodiac.
You know what? I don't know who the hell this guy is. I think I'm just mixing him up with other people.
Well, you do know who William Fichtner is, right?
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Classic that guy.
He might be the... You know what? I think if we're naming all-time champs, it's between him and Dylan Baker.
He's in so much shit where you're like, God, he's in this.
You know, he's great. And have you ever seen Drive Angry?
Oh, yeah. Isn't he the villain in that?
Yeah, or he's like the devil or something.
Yeah.
That movie is so bizarre. I kind of wish there was more movies like that.
Got Bruce McGill. You might remember
Bruce
him.
McGill
Shows up in everything.
Don't recognize him at all.
Really? He was D-Day in Animal House, the motorcycle guy. He's been in so much stuff. He's just got one of those faces. You're like, I know I've seen this guy and shit.
Nah.
Oh man,
not ringing a bell.
What about James Rebhorn?
James Rebhorn.
He was the dad in Blank Check.
Okay.
And he was also the shitty headmaster in Scent of a Woman.
Don't know him.
Oh man. What about Blake Clark?
Nah.
He's the guy that talks like this in Waterboy.
and he's also he's in all those like Adam Sandler movies. He was actually the voice of Slinky Dog in Toy Story 3.
Replacement.
He was the replacement for the late great what's his name? So great, I forgot his name. Jim Varney.
Jim Varney, also known as Ernest. How
Ernest, yes.
dare you?
How do you feel about John C. McGinley?
He's a pretty much a that guy, but he's so very narrowly a that guy from Scrubs.
That's true.
He's a definite. I'd say there's like a lot of those people are that guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like Turk is, what's his real name? The guy who plays Turk
In
Scrubs.
Oh, Donald Faison, is it?
I don't. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. He's a definite that guy.
What about Larry Miller? I know you've seen Larry Miller somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like a total this guy again. Oh my god.
Would you consider Farley Granger an old school that guy?
A little bit. I would say so. He's definitely shown up in stuff from like this guy. What's this guy's name?
Well, no, it's like I see him in all the like Hitchcock movies, and it took me forever to finally learn his name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say soft that guy.
Yeah. Of course.
But you were forgetting a great that lady.
Oh, I was gonna say
CCH Pounder.
CCH Pounder is that lady.
And the only reason I've remembered her name, or I learned it later, but she also just has a badass cool name.
Right.
So it's hard to forget it. So I would say she's a graduate in my mind, but maybe not to the general public.
Yeah. I would say for sure, well, going down the list of that ladies, topping this list that I'm looking at here is Melissa Leo.
Melissa Leo.
She's the mom in The Fighter. She was in Oblivion. She was in The Equalizer.
You know who's a total that lady? Michelle Monaghan.
Little bit.
Little bit. She totally is.
I only know who
everything.
she is. I only know who she is because I do mix her up a lot. I'm like, what's her name again?
That's why she's a that lady, because she gets so lost in the mix. There are a lot of people who look like her.
What about Margot Martindale?
Does she sort of sound like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, she shows
sort
up a
of.
lot. I would say up until
she's actually
transitioned a little bit because she's in like
what is
she's been
she
in
in?
movies. She was on
that's what I mean.
She was on what's it called?
She might be the new champ between her and Dylan Baker.
She was in August Osage County. She was like the villain on The Americans.
Yeah.
Allison Janney is a bit of a that lady.
Okay, what is
she was remember she just won an Oscar for I, Tonya.
No, but we just decided because of this movie or because of that movie, would you say she's a graduate?
Oh yeah, she's definitely great. Well, she just won an Oscar.
Right.
And I think she's definitely there. Some other people on here. Cloris Leachman. Now this one hurts me.
How dare you?
She's on this
on the list.
She's on the list, and that hurts my feelings because I sure as shit know who Cloris Leachman is.
That's
by name.
wrong for about 5 decades.
Ugh.
That's incorrect.
She's Malcolm's grandma.
I was just about to say she's Malcolm's grandma. She's in just about every Mel Brooks movie.
She's in Bad Santa.
She plays the weird older lady who's having relations with a younger fella in Last Picture Show.
Yeah. She's.
Have you seen that movie?
She's Frau Blucher.
Oh yeah.
And in Young Frankenstein, man.
Yeah, she sues her own family when she slips on a leaf in Malcolm.
God almighty.
Man. You know, Malcolm, that show's overlooked.
I think it is.
I mean, at the time it was such a hit, but I feel like people kind of forgot about it. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Timeless classic.
Would you say Mary Steenburgen is a that lady?
I would, yes, totally.
I would also. Well, I mean, she of course being Richard Jenkins' spouse in Step Brothers.
In Step Brothers.
Well,
yeah.
Elf. I mean, she's in
Elf.
She plays Will Ferrell's sort of mom in that too, in a way.
Yeah.
But
so she's worked with him a couple times, huh?
But yeah,
Would you say? I mean, now we don't consider him one at all. But do you think, because we're obsessed with Steve Brule,
John C. Reilly?
Yeah, what do you think?
You know,
is he kind of
maybe pre-Wreck-It Ralph? Because I feel, well, maybe even then, I don't know. Because like my family knows who he is.
You want to know why I think he is, though? Because there's so many things where I'll watch a movie on TV and be like, holy shit, that was him, right?
Yeah.
Like when I was rewatching Chicago, the musical, like 3 or 4 months ago. I'm like, what the fuck? He's singing Mr. Cellophane. I'm like, this is so weird.
Right. Oh, man.
DePaul alum. Yeah.
We're not, of course, we haven't even touched upon the greatest that guy of all time, who did end up graduating. Like, this guy is like, he's like the prime alumnus from the That Guy school.
Are we talking Steve Buscemi?
Well, I was going to say Steve Buscemi is, of course, but also Bill Paxton.
Yeah. Hold on. What was he?
Well, I mean, he was in...
besides Game Over Man.
Well, Club Dread. Remember him?
No, see, but he's that guy because little did I know, and this is not just because he died, he was kind of like the greatest actor ever.
Because he could transition between being that guy and being a leading man.
No, but the other thing is, you look back and holy shit, that was him.
Right.
I watched an entire movie. I've done this twice. While knowing who he is, I've watched an entire movie, and then at the credits, I'm like, what? That was Bill Paxton?
Right.
Once with the rival news guy in Nightcrawler, and then the second time, and probably helped that he had dreads on in Club Dread. God, that movie is weird.
Yeah, he's... Oh, man. But Steve Buscemi, too, is just like one of those guys where it's just like he has an... What do they say about it? They described him as in Fargo. It's like, yeah, the other guy was kind of funny looking. It's like, funny looking how? Just funny looking. It's like, that's how I describe Steve Buscemi. He's got a very funny looking demeanor and like unmistakable like just face and voice. And gotta love Steve Buscemi, man.
The thing that, well, see, I always think of him as that guy who was the creepy guy at the wedding scene in
Wedding Singer?
Wedding Singer?
Yeah.
You guys think he's so perfect? Well, you know what? It's just like, remember when we had those hookers? It's just like getting yanked off stage.
It cracks me up how tight he and Adam Sandler are. Like, that's just hilarious.
Here's something to ponder. What is it that makes that guys turn into that guys?
I don't know. Is it something about the casting? Something about the fact that they show up in so many smaller bit roles?
It's that, but like they'll be leads and stuff. Like Steve Buscemi, before he was in a lot of those Adam Sandler movies, he was in Fargo.
Dogs. Yeah, Fargo and Res Dogs, like the same.
Reservoir Dogs, yeah. But Reservoir Dogs wasn't it pretty indie at the time?
Yeah.
I mean, now everyone knows it, or at least a lot of people know it.
Right.
But think about like a Brad Pitt or a Tom Hanks.
Brad Pitt was that guy at one point. He was like the roommate in True Romance and like the boyfriend that stole all of what's her name, Gina Davis's money in Thelma and Louise, and then he had 7, and like the rest was history.
Yeah, but so does that mean everyone's that guy at some point?
We're striking a real interesting philosophical heart of this debate.
But
when does someone cease becoming a that guy?
But then there's like people who are that guys, but they're just as successful as normal actors.
Mm-hmm. I would say for a long time, Sarah Paulson.
I think so.
She's on all the American Horror. She played Marcia Clark in the O.J. Simpson show with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Okay, I didn't see that.
But like, I would consider her a character actor. But like,
I know the name though.
She's making a shit ton of money. Have you ever seen 12 Years a Slave?
No.
So
I've been meaning to see that though.
She's this one.
She looks familiar.
Yeah, exactly. It's like she's a character actor in a way, but she's like on all of what's his name shows. The guy that made what's the show called? American Horror Story. His name is Ryan Murphy.
Ryan Murphy. Okay, I don't know.
She's on all of his shows, and she's like, I'm sure people who watch a lot of TV know who she is by like household name, but to me, it's just like if I showed her to my dad, he'd be like, "Who the hell is this?"
Yeah. So was Jennifer Aniston ever at some point in history that girl from that crappy Leprechaun movie?
Maybe that's what people watching the pilot for Friends were thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's worse ways to be that something.
Yeah,
like that guy from Sharknado.
Yeah,
I don't know his name.
Ian Ziering. Is that his name?
I don't know his name, but I mean, that's who he is right now, because I don't know his name, and I don't know what else he's been in.
Yeah, all I know is he's the guy from Sharknado. Wasn't he on Beverly Hills 90210 or some shit?
I'm sure a lot of those people were.
I don't know, but...
Well, that's another thing. A lot of people start from soaps. Like
yeah.
Aza Gonzalez, she's just starting to get big right now with wider audiences because of, what's it called? Baby Driver, and then she's going to be in I think we were talking about this earlier. You know that Kung Fury?
Yeah.
The short film thing that was on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're making the full-length movie, and she just got added to the cast. And you told me that it has Arnie and who else?
Michael Fassbender.
Man, that's crazy. Well, Michael Fassbender, there's another one.
Yeah.
I would say he's a semi-graduate.
Yeah, no, he definitely... Well, he started out as the villain, one of the lackeys from Jonah Hex, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He had, all the tattoos all over him and all that.
Yeah.
And now he's...
Hold on.
He's
so
Magneto.
You're telling me that someone besides me has seen Jonah Hex?
A little bit. Hey, you got Mastodon doing the soundtrack. I'll show up.
You know what's great about that? The music was so awesome, but so horribly out of place.
Yeah.
It's like Western guys, shooting guns at each other, like
right.
Made no sense at all. It was kind of great though.
Yeah, man.
That was a killer soundtrack.
Sure was. Not a killer movie, but
not at all.
Well,
so I think this is an interesting thing though. Is everyone a that guy? Will they be a that guy forever? But does breaking out of being a that guy, is that the only measure of success? I think not. Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Fantastic actor. I would say better than a lot of A-listers, frankly.
Does Steve Buscemi go home at night and fall asleep feeling like a that guy? Or does he feel like Steve Buscemi, like we all love him as?
That's like what I think. It's like Dylan Baker. He has to forget his own name. Like he's like filling out forms at the bank. It's like, all right, fuck, I know this one.
Wasn't that one joke that the Family Guy had about Ron Livingston? Where they're like, yeah, you've seen our grandson. His name is oh god, what's his name again?
Yeah, but that's the thing. That guys and that ladies, you know what? Hats off to you, because without you, the something, you know what? Good job. Nice. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
You're always welcome in any movie I see.
Yes.
That character actors / that guys / that girls.
Yeah. Thanks for, making movies interesting where I'm not taken out of it every second like, that's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Sometimes that fucks up movies.
You're the landmark in the sometimes scary road that movies can be sometimes. Be like, yep. I recognize this guy. It's like finding an Arby's in a small town somewhere in Missouri. Or it's like, where am I?
Or it's like, I think I've seen this chain before.
Yeah.
I think they had one in Ohio, but they called it something different than here.
Right.
Like here it's like Checkers or Chubby Checkers.
Yeah, and over there it's
like Rallies.
Or
You're like, I know I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So hats off to you, that guys and that gals.
Thanks for making our lives easier.
Yeah. Alright, now it's time for Game 2. It's a little game called Adapt This. The rules are simple. A player is given a product and or a property, and they must pitch an adaptation for it. Alright, Robert, you ready for your first one?
I am.
You have to give me a pitch for a spin-off of Happy Gilmore, starring the guy who shakes his head, sort of like violently at everything.
Lee Trevino?
Yeah, Lee Trevino, that character, the guy who shakes his head quite jarringly. Give me a pitch for that. Ready, go.
So this is a drama.
This
is about Lee Trevino's life, where he's going throughout his life and he's incredulous of everything before him. He's just everything. Birth of his first child, shakes his head. Daughter's first steps, shakes his head. Daughter's graduation, shakes his head. Till one day, he meets a lovely lady, and you know what he doesn't do? He doesn't shake his head this time. So you know what? He runs away with her, you know what? He leaves his 10-year-old daughter home alone, and he runs away with her because, you know what? Fuck that. He doesn't need that anymore. He wants to go with this lady who's changed his life.
So it's just like, fuck kids.
Yeah, it's like as good as it gets, but actually it's pretty much as good as it gets.
So, so you just stole the plot from another movie.
Well, sort of. There's no daughter. Jack Nicholson doesn't have no daughter in that movie. He does have a nice doggo though in that movie.
Okay, so when he leaves this daughter, does she like swear revenge on him?
Yes, that'll be the sequel.
Let's leave this open for because then we could change the genre of the sequel.
Yes, I'd like to shoot him back to back because I'm not sure if Lee Trevino is going to be around for much longer, or even if he's still alive.
I don't. I literally don't know. Okay, so, fuck. So this might be dead in the water, huh?
Literally.
Yeah.
Lee Trevino, I hope you're in good health if you're out there. You were a very, very, very seminal golf player.
Hold up. Let's look that up. This just in. Lee Trevino is not dead.
Okay, good.
So yeah, he's 78. I think we could film these back to back for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna give a hard pass.
That's okay.
This is
it's too risky.
Yeah, I like the idea for a revenge sequel, but the problem is it might be a little jarring.
Okay.
And also, like, how does this movie work? All I knew, it's just like, one man thought he had it, couldn't figure it out, hates his daughter, and then realizes all he needs in life is someone to leave his daughter with.
Maybe we can have a Happy Gilmore cameo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or we could make a cinematic universe, get a Chubbs standalone solo flick, origin.
But Chubbs is dead.
A origin movie.
Oh, origin movie.
Yeah.
And then we could Marvel him back to life.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but still, I'm still not seeing this trailer. All he need, like, he's just like, it turns out all he needed was to abandon his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And it's playing like, da, 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 for a moment.
It's playing the fucking Salisbury Hill by Peter Gabriel. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dad, where are you going? I'm leaving.
Sometimes you just need to abandon your children because they suck.
Sometimes you just have to know when to go.
Yeah. All right. So that idea, this will be a hard sell, but I think we can make it work.
All right. I've got an idea for you. This is fresh from the writer's room.
Oh, wow. What do we got?
I want you to pitch me the J.G. Wentworth horror movie.
Okay. So this guy watches his TV. He's like, J.G. Wentworth cash now. He's just screaming at him. It's like, God, stop it. Jesus Christ. He turns off his TV like, God, that was freaky. He looks in the mirror and lightning strikes. It's while he's brushing his teeth. He's like, now, huh? Like when the lightning strikes, like, oh, that was weird. I must just be seeing things. And it's like, now again. It's like, ah. And then J.G. Wentworth is in his house and he chases him around with the butcher's knife. And then it turns out this guy who he killed was I don't know. He has TV bugged. J.G. Wentworth bugs this guy's TV, and anytime he suspects someone doesn't want cash now, he just wiretaps all their shit, and if they have an Alexa, it just makes it a lot easier.
See, this is I like this because it centralizes their story. That seals up some plot holes because who doesn't want cash now?
Right.
Probably only one person.
Well, but it's all the other people he kills.
Yes.
And then it's like the person doing there's like in these new horror movies, there's always this boring Google search the villain's name or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like this girl's in the library. It's like, don't you get it? None of these people wanted cash now. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun,
It's
dun.
like Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like
Dun, 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 dun.
it's like you have to not want cash now.
Yeah.
You have to not want cash now.
Yeah. No, they have to want cash now.
Oh, otherwise they get killed.
Yeah, because that's why the guy gets killed. He's
you
like,
have to want cash now.
It's like, you have to want cash now. Trust me, if you don't want cash now, you might not wake up tomorrow.
That's this movie's If You Die in the Dream, You Die for Real.
Yeah. If you don't want cash now, you die for real. All right, so that's the best I could come up with. I don't know.
I feel like Eli Roth would be really into this movie.
Dude, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Can we get J.G. Wentworth in talks to play J.G. Wentworth?
I don't know if he'd like what this would do to his company's image.
I don't know either, but you know what? It'd do something.
Yeah.
It would do something. Something fierce.
Yeah, do something fierce. That's like, I always thought about that too. It's like advertising in the 50s. Wouldn't you just be like, buy our soap, otherwise you're a commie?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just be the easy way to sell shit?
Right.
Maybe this will just enforce that maybe you should want cash now. Maybe that's what this is all about.
Oh, man.
Wiretaps and wanting cash now. Yeah, that's the title. Wiretaps and cash now. Oh, yeah, well, you didn't give a title for your movie.
It's just called Trevino. It's a Lee Trevino biopic.
Right.
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, you should be more pretentious. You should have it be like his middle name.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be... Let's look it up. It's not going to be Lee Trevino, but instead, It is going to be Buck.
Buck. That's perfect. Because people are like, what's this about? And it's like, the nodding guy from Happy Gilmore? Okay.
I would call it his nickname, which in golf was the Merry Mex, and also Super Mex, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, except for the fact this movie isn't about him, it's about his character.
It's true. It's about the character he plays in Happy Gilmore.
All right, so, I don't know. This J.G. Wentworth, I mean, it'll be a hard sell for him, but we'll let the lawyers handle that.
Yeah, we'll get the life rights.
All right. Okay, so your next movie is, you have to adapt a movie about super balls, like bouncy balls.
Oh, man. So there's a new attraction at Six Flags, and it's called Super Balls the Ride. And this is just, like, horribly conceived. Like, there's no safety measures at all. Like, people get in, and they get in just because of the commercials. Like, I saw this in a Dr. Pepper can. Like, let's go. And, like, they don't realize that this whole thing was the conception of a mad genius at said park, where he just wants to kill people. So these balls don't even have straps or safety anything. They're not even like attached to like jumping wires or anything. They're just literally giant super balls that get bounced in the air, and they get fucking bounced across the state, across the country. And these people got it.
Because they're just so super bounced. Because like the little ones, they bounce super high. So these are the big ones.
Yeah. So it's like, holy shit, we're here in Six Flags Great America. And it's like, boing, holy shit, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, or wherever the fuck. It's like, wow, where are we? How are we going to figure this out? Now we're in Zimbabwe. Hurry, we're going to lose air. And it's going to be called, the movie's going to be called Boing.
Boing.
Yes.
This is either, that title could be misconstrued as perhaps a film of a different genre.
We're going to add an exclamation point on the end of Boing so they know that our intentions are wholesome.
That almost makes it worse.
That's okay. That's fine.
Oh, man, I buy the fuck out of this movie.
Okay, good.
I like it. All right, what do you got next?
All right, I want you to make a spin-off of Sinbad's character, Myron, from the holiday classic Jingle All the Way.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
Okay.
So you know how there's the scene where like the bomb blows up or whatever?
Yes.
So this is about his early days and his underground activity.
Oh, okay. So the prequel.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
He's a CIA operative and a bomb specialist. And this story actually tells you the rise and fall of the greatest bomb specialist. Myron was his name? Myron, the guy from Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
And how he falls all the way down to just being a mailman. Or so they want you to think.
That explains his intensity in Jingle All the Way.
Right. Because, he's had some training. I mean, he's a little rusty, put on a little weight. All those MK Ultra sessions didn't do him too well.
He looks 20 years older for some reason.
Yeah.
Than when he did in Jingle All the Way.
But yeah, it's all about his early days as a bomb specialist. And the reason he loves the fucking Turbo Man so much is there's a golden deity in Kathmandu that the government needed us to take because it had names of Cold War operatives And so he has to get this golden statue from Kathmandu, and I guess like after all the brainwashing sessions, and eventually he ends up like he gets the statue, but it turns out it's a fake. So like CIA's pissed, so they're like, we're just gonna do all these fucked up experiments on you, and then eventually they brainwash him, make him lose his memory. And then the next thing he knows, he's just a mailman with fingerless mittens.
Nice.
Or the cut off finger mittens.
I like that.
And he doesn't know why he wants this Turbo Man so much, but it's all explained. It's because the subconscious, it reminds him of the idol in Kathmandu.
This is going to shed a lot of light on his arc in Jingle All the Way.
Right? Next time you guys watch Jingle All the Way, think about this.
Yes, this was what was planned the whole time.
And by the way,
you can tell.
Yeah, and don't you goddamn dare act like you're not going to watch Jingle All the Way.
Every Christmas, it's on that schedule. God damn it.
All right. So, your next movie, let's see. Okay. You know those, like, Discover card commercials, like, treat you like you'd treat you?
Okay.
So, it's that, except it's a horror thriller about someone with split personality disorder. But, okay, so, yeah. There's your prompt.
Oh, man. So this guy's confused, because that whole premise of treat you like you'd treat you,
yeah,
this guy doesn't know who he is. So it's like he's got to figure out which personality of his own he's got to end up siding with, and he's got to.
Well, okay, hold on. You're confusing me off the bat. So this dude calls like, "We'll treat you like you treat you. Which one of me?"
Oh, yeah.
See, no, you're splitting off the divide. I meant the treat you like. Okay.
Oh, so they're two different people.
Okay, so you know how there's the one they're calling in the commercials. Yeah. It's like it. What I'm saying is, it turns out that
person is a doppelganger.
Fuck it, yeah. Just I don't know. It just okay. Go. You have to adapt some sort of movie about these. You treat you like you. Treat
Yeah. So this person's like,
start from the beginning.
This person's like, you've been calling me a lot.
Yeah.
Why is that? Oh, I'm just checking in. Just seeing how how your APR is. If there's been any weird transactions you want to dispute, or I don't know if I feel comfortable with this. It seems really weird. And he hangs up and he calls to the Discover, like, the customer service line.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I'd like to file a complaint against one of your people. And the person's like, yeah, sure. What's the person's name? And they're like, the person's name was Bill. And it's like, oh, my name's Bill. And it's like, Bill, hang up the phone. And then he hangs up, and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna cut my card. I'm switching to fucking Visa. That's it. I said it was gonna happen, and it's happening. And then he does it, and then finally Bill moves in next door, and he looks exactly like him now. And it's like, here we got our movie. This is fucking weird. Okay, he's like trying to get him to go back to MasterCard.
So it's like They Live except doppelgangers?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so basically it's just like everyone looks like him in this town, and then he's gonna freak out.
Yeah.
And then it's like the ending is just they're all like surrounding him like, how's your credit? Did you miss a payment? No problem. There's like 100 of them saying it at once.
And this whole thing is a movie. It's an advertisement for Amex. So it's just like, don't go to MasterCard, or don't go to Discover or MasterCard. All right,
so that's probably going to be a hard sell from Discover Card's point of view. But Amex is like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this. We're reputable.
All right, you turned it around so it could work with a card company. This is a hard pass, or a hard set, hard buy.
You confused me there. But
sorry, no. I meant like passing grade is what I thought in my head, and I'm like, wait, no, that means a no. And I'm like, so this is a yes.
Okay, good.
All right. Good. What's my next movie?
All right, your next movie is, I want you to make a Playmobil movie. Oh, wait, just kidding. They're actually already doing that.
Right?
That's not a fucking joke.
Look it up. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I couldn't fucking, like, I thought of this game, like, this is why we play this, is because it's just, like, it's bullshit, the things that are getting made. There is a Playmobil movie. It's like, well, guys, so they already did the Lego movie. How can we just blatantly rip it off, but do something different?
And not Mega Bloks, because Mega Bloks sucks.
It's like, how about Mega Bloks? Okay, who has a better idea?
Yeah. Playmobil.
He's just like sweating
What's
bullets.
Playmobil?
It's like, what's Playmobil? Please don't shoot me.
Oh, man.
Hollywood is cutthroat that way, right? Anyway,
Sure is.
Yeah. So
All right.
What's my actual next one?
Your actual next one is...
Angry Birds. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
They're about to have a second one.
Dear God.
But yeah.
I want you to make an R-rated indie animated movie, like sort of like adulthood sucks type movie about the Serta mattress sheeps.
Okay, so it's just like fade in. It's just like I don't know, like that song "Band of Horses." Ooh, and it's just like two matches. Like they said to count sheep, but I am one man because we're all just sheep, you know. And then it's like they're just like passing a bong back and forth. They're like, I totally know what you mean, man. But then the mattress is on the roof because they're so quirky like that.
Oh, can I pitch a line?
Sure.
How am I supposed to count on sheep when I can't count on myself?
Yeah, okay. All right. He definitely says that, and then he's like, dude, you just need, like, more pot, man. And then they're like, yeah, dude, let's go to a show. And then they go to some, like, shitty show with that, like, girly-ish, like, dance indie music. You know, all those bands that sound the same. Like, I don't know what they're saying. I need a baha. Like, no one knows what the fuck they're saying ever. They're at one of those indie shows.
This is an A24 movie.
Wow, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of their, like, not good ones. You know, they release...
Like American Honey?
Yes. It's, like, basically that, but with the sheep. And it's animated, right? Okay, so...
Stop motion, even. Like the commercials.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be like sort of like Wes Anderson-y, but like not as like clever, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just gonna be like them smoking pot and being like, man, adulting is hard and like stuff. So then, okay, so they smoke pot on the roof and they're like, then they go to the girly music indie show, they dance around. And then they both like this one sheep because she's just like the coolest. Because she dyed her hair blue, but just in one streak, okay? Because she's only sort of punk rock. And then like at the end of the movie, it's like, you guys are both like sheep. I'm a human. Get the fuck away from me.
You know.
And then it's like, man, I guess that summer we learned a lot. We just learned like that we're supposed to be like brosifs. And like, I don't know, this is completely meandering and has no plot and makes no sense. So
can one of the characters commit suicide at the end so we can really make those parents and kids that wandered into this movie thinking it was a kids movie pay?
I want to say no because it's not an Arthur Miller play, but I want to say yes just because.
Okay, I like the spirit there. I like that.
Or, yeah, you know, no, one of their friends does.
Okay.
On top of the girl says, like, no to both of them. And then, after the friend kills himself, it's like, the girl with the blue hair streaks like, hey, guys, I want you to meet my friends. I'm sorry I was so rude to you before. And it's like these two sheep, girl sheep.
Okay.
But they're also super rad and have blue streaks in their hair. Just one streak, though, because they're not, like, totally punk rock. And so then, and then at the end, they all get matching tattoos. And then they're like, and that's how I got the best, like, deal on a mattress. Is the ending.
And it's just all an ad.
That's the last line. The last line, it's like, that, and then they cover the screen with like mattresses, and then they uncover it with mattresses, and that's the credits.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go. Yeah. So what we got a movie here?
Well, do we have a title?
Oh shit! This is called Sleepy Sheep.
I like it.
Sleeple Sheeple. That's what it's called. Sleeple Sheeple.
Sleeple Sheeple. I enjoy that.
Yeah. All right. So your next movie is like the premise of Night at the Museum, but the most boring like place possible. It's at an Office Max.
Jesus.
So it's just like binders and calculators and stuff. What do you got?
All right. So what's going to happen is this character is just like, maybe it's a kid. So yeah, it's a kid. There's a kid and he gets trapped in this Office Max. And like it's the special Office Max that's like built on an Indian burial ground.
Oh wow.
Or excuse me, Native American burial ground.
Right.
And it's so he notices like, hey, I'm locked in here. What's going on? Like, let me out. And the creepy manager's like, oh no, you got to stay the night. You think you can play around? You spend a night in here and you'll come out different and shit like that. And he locks the doors and leaves him.
Why is he like punishing him for being a shitty employee?
Well, this kid is like, he's a little kid, so he's all into like, I don't want to work, I want to play. And this adult manager's like, I'll teach you how to work. So he locks him in this magic Office Max.
Okay, so how old is this kid?
Like 7 or 8.
Okay.
So he's all about being, he wants to be a kid, but he's got to learn to grow up.
Yeah.
So little does he know, this fucking Office Max comes to life at night, and boy does it. He looks down the hall and he sees the, Bic, like the pen brand. You know, like the logo, like the ballpoint pen boy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like his guide. And he like guides him through the Office Max, and like he meets all like the rolling office chair army.
Oh, okay.
And he meets like the talking, like the villain is a forklift.
Okay. Does the forklift like, is this a murderous forklift of sorts?
He stabs
He stabs a computer and a printer.
Yeah, he stabs a poster board.
Does he stab any HP printers?
Sure.
Okay.
Rightfully.
I was gonna say.
And the kid at first he's like having fun, and he's eating like all the snacks that they sometimes sell at the Office Max checkout lines.
Yeah.
But then he runs out, and he's he realizes he's just stuck with these like fucking folders and like these.
Does he starve to death?
No, he
eats paper.
He eats paper.
Okay,
and he becomes a part of this store. He's like, he realizes like, life's not all fun and games. I gotta learn to grow up. Wait, is the
paper alive when he eats it?
Now we've got a movie. There we go. There's your dramatic conflict. Does he eat? What does he eat?
Yeah, because everything's alive. Well, no, is the candy alive too? Or is it just the office? Well,
is the air alive?
Okay, no. Okay, only office supplies are alive.
The candy is dead. It's dead ass candy. Because
it's like the fucking drinking fountain, I'm assuming, was not alive in fucking Night Museum, or like the bathrooms, like sinks and toilets,
the tile.
Are not alive.
The fucking fire alarm is alive.
Teddy Roosevelt. Wow, a toilet. Wow, a sink.
No, it's like the printers and like...
The fire alarm's like, I can't hold that anymore. They just like spray water. The sprinklers, I can't...
Sorry, guys. I'm holding all century. Oh, man.
I've been waiting for a prankster. I can't wait any longer.
Oh, man.
Okay, so it's like Page... This kind of reminds me of Page Master.
Yeah.
Meets... A Night Museum.
I like that.
Okay.
I'm liking this. It's going to be called...
So the ballpoint pens is there... Who are the... Okay, before we decide if we're going to sell or buy this, who's the forklift's, like, lackeys?
Oh, gotta be...
Maybe some calculators?
Some, like those really, like, the what do you call them? Like, the laminating machines, the like... three-hole punches. Those are going to be the villains too.
3-ring binders.
3-ring binders.
Because those guys, they should be...
There's a gang of them.
Yeah.
There's a gang of 3-ring binders.
They're just dicks.
Yeah. There's a tape land.
But they try and seduce him. It's like, we can store so much stuff. It's like, but if I put things on top of you, it won't be flat. Who cares?
Fold me.
It's like, but then I have to break the rings. I don't give a shit.
Yes, and I like ambiguous endings for this one because I want to freak people out.
Okay, so this is like getting all Pan's Labyrinth-y.
A little bit. A little Pan's Labyrinth, a little labyrinth.
Yeah, a little labyrinth. So when he eats the paper, it's alive.
Yeah.
So does that mean it like... We're in an odd dilemma.
Stop it, Billy!
Yeah. So he's just like...
There's candy right over there.
Oh, he's like, oh,
right.
I could have gone into the the owner's office. Oh, whoops. And then it's like he eats the paper anyway.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, this is getting.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah. Okay.
This clearly has many possibilities.
Yeah. So basically, it's about a jerk forklift trying to kill a child.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough to work with, and I like that this owner just endangers a
Commits a crime.
Commits
like,
a crime.
In the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. I'll teach you not to work, young fella.
Do you imagine that arraignment? Well, I was just trying to teach him a lesson. You're going to prison for 15 years.
Yeah.
Case dismissed.
But then the forklift busts him out of jail. Sequel. Boom.
Wow.
All right.
Jesus. This is going to be called Office Max. But it's not going to be one word. It's going to be Office Max because I just changed the protagonist's name to Max.
All right, I like it. Okay, so that's my 4. Do you have any more?
I think so. Did you go first or did I go? I
don't know. Do you have any more left?
I do have one more left.
Okay.
I want you to make me an action movie based on Muzzy.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'm all about that. So, the ugly dude, Percy, is that his name?
Is that the big green guy?
Yeah, the green dude.
Okay.
He kidnaps, or he tries to kidnap Sylvia, but she's been training, so she beats his ass.
Okay.
And then he's like, I'll get you yet, Sylvia. It's like, and you can tell that fucker Muzzy to come with. And it's like, do your worst, pussy. So then she gets in her jet ski. It's on land, but she's like, I don't even give a fuck.
Right.
She gets out her jet ski, and jet skis all the way to Muzzy's house. It's like, shit's about to go down. He's like, oh, good. I've been waiting. And he's just eating steel bars. You know how he does that to help the other dude escape?
Oh,
the little, like, mouse guy.
Yeah, Bob or whatever.
Yeah, Bob. Okay. So, Bob is like... Oh, no, sorry. He's bench pressing. And Bob's, like, spotting him. And then, instead of... he puts the bar back down and then starts eating it. And he's like, good. I've been waiting. So then, Percy what the fuck is the bad guy's name? Is that it? Percy?
King Nigel? Or no, is it Ezra? No. I'm just
Fuck
looking at some of the characters' names. Is it King Nigel?
Whatever. The bad guy, the green, like, creepy dude.
Might be, I don't know.
I don't remember his name. Well, the
bad guy.
The bad guy. He, like, gets an army of robots and shit.
Right.
But the only way to defeat them is to, like, do numbers and colors and letter-related lessons. Mm-hmm. So it's a learning adventure, but it's also about killing things.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. That was almost too good of a suggestion. I don't know what to give you. But it's basically like Muzzy and Sylvia and Bob are just kicking ass and taking names with Uzis.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
But
is it going to be live action?
Yes.
Okay. I like practical effects.
Sylvia's going to be played by Saoirse Ronan.
Nice.
Muzzy will be played by I don't know, Danny DeVito? No, Danny DeVito is gonna play the bad guy.
Okay, good. I was thinking Jason Momoa for Muzzy.
Oh fuck yeah, I dig that. Okay, Jason Momoa is Muzzy.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna go with what's his face? Let's go with Steve Buscemi.
This is the little guy?
As Bob.
Bob, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be
right.
Bob. And there's just going to be a good old-fashioned action movie with numbers, colors, learning, and machine guns.
What's the title? It's just Muzzy or Muzzy? I'm thinking Muzzy subtitle something. What are you thinking?
Muzzy ABC. And it's just like, always be killing.
Crushing?
Yeah.
Killing with the C?
Yeah. And then, no, it's Muzzy ABC, and then another subtitle, like colon, but not always be killing. And then it's like another subtitle, but really killing spelled with a K. We don't want to tell the kids the wrong shit.
This is an educational program.
Yeah.
End of title.
End of title. Just ignore the the shooting and shit. Yeah, it's a really long title.
I hope we impress the kids. They need to be impressed upon how
it's going to be rated R.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, there's going to be like Watership Down. It's just...
It's not for kids.
It's not for kids, but it's going to trick people into thinking it is. Kind of like the other movie, the Serta mattress.
I like this. We got a good slate of movies here.
Yeah, it's called Muzzy ABCs.
Always be killing, but with a K, because kids are saying this and we don't want to
give them
the wrong idea.
Actually, no. It's just going to be called Muzzy...
It's going to be Muzzy, but it's going to be like M... Like
Muzzy with Uzis. That's what it's called. Muzzy with Uzis.
Oh, man.
So it's going to be a good old-fashioned action-adventure film.
I'm liking it.
Yeah. So, fuck. I don't know. I'm out of ideas with this.
So am I. That sounds like... We got a healthy slate of movies here. There's a lot of variety.
Man, what was your... What do we think is the best one here?
I don't know. I mean, I'm
liking Super Balls just because...
I like that.
It's just so bad of an idea that I could see it really doing well with the foreign box office, because you don't have to follow the plot or anything, so it's like, you wouldn't have too much dialogue to translate.
See, I'm a big fan of things flying through the air.
Yeah.
And if Garbage Truck Foo or the Rice-A-Roni movie was any testament to that fact, so was this Boeing movie.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I think I love that title, Boing.
Boing, exclamation
Does it have,
point.
way too many O's?
Way too many O's. It's got an exclamation point, and it's italicized.
Okay, that's pretty perfect.
In big red letters.
Who are we getting to direct this?
Oh.
Let's not go with the obvious, because that's just like, Michael Bay, derp, derp.
I was going to say Brad Bird.
Oh, yeah, that could work. All right, so Brad Bird. All right, so
this is horrible.
Yeah, all these ideas were terrible as per usual.
But good job as always.
Yeah. Hey, how about it? All right, thanks again for listening to episode 10 of Bonus Features with Alex and Robert. If you like what you heard, talk to us in the comments section or in person. Either way, let us know what you like, what you don't like, what we should talk more about, talk less about.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Or, tell us which of these, or better yet, tell us which of these horrible ideas for movie which is your favorite?
Which would you pay to see, maybe?
Which would you pay to see? Tell us in the Facebook comment section, or on the YouTube comment section, or on the SoundCloud, even though comments aren't super common on SoundCloud. But yeah, thanks for listening. See you guys next time.